We like to think of early humans as primitive, simple, basically just slightly smarter apes wandering around trying to figure out fire. But here is the truth that most people never really think about. Early humans shared this planet with some of the most terrifying creatures to ever walk the Earth. And not just share the planet in a they lived on different continents kind of way. We are talking about genuine, face-to-face, life or death encounters. Early humans had to wake up every single day knowing that something massive and deadly was out there. And somehow, armed with nothing but basic tools and sheer determination, they survived. More than survived, they won. Today we are counting down 5 extinct monsters that early humans actually had to deal with. And by the end of this video, you are going to have a whole new level of respect for your ancestors. Number 1. The woolly mammoth. Let's start with the most famous one. The woolly mammoth is probably the first thing that comes to mind when people think about prehistoric megafauna, and for good reason. These animals were enormous. Adult males could reach heights of around 11 feet at the shoulder and weigh up to 6 tons. They had long, curved tusks that could reach up to 15 feet in length, and they were covered in thick layers of fur and fat to survive the brutal cold of the Ice Age. These were not gentle giants wandering around peacefully. A threatened or angry mammoth was an incredibly dangerous animal, and early humans hunted them, deliberately and repeatedly. Archaeological sites across Europe, Asia, and North America show clear evidence of mammoth hunting. Stone-tipped spears, butchering marks on mammoth bones, and even shelters built entirely from mammoth bones and tusks. Scientists have even recovered preserved mammoth remains from the frozen ground of Siberia, with skin, fur, and stomach contents still intact. These discoveries have revealed exactly what they ate, how thick their coats were, and even the seasons in which some individuals died. Few Ice Age animals are understood in such remarkable detail. There is a site in Czech Republic called Dolní Věstonice, where researchers found the remains of dozens of mammoths alongside human tools, suggesting organized, repeated hunting of these animals. Early humans worked together in groups, used the landscape to their advantage, and took down animals 6 times their size, using nothing but wooden spears with stone tips. That is not primitive. That is extraordinary. Number 2. The cave lion. Forget everything you know about modern lions. The cave lion, which went extinct around 13,000 years ago, was a completely different level of predator. It was larger than any lion alive today. Estimates suggest it was around 10% bigger than a modern African lion, which already weighs up to 550 pounds. It had longer legs, a more powerful build, and it lived across Europe, Asia, and even into North America. And it shared its territory directly with early humans, who were living in and around the same caves this animal called home. Cave paintings found across Europe, particularly in France and Spain, actually depict cave lions in remarkable detail. Early humans were clearly observing these animals closely, probably because their lives depended on it. There is evidence that cave lions occasionally preyed on humans, and humans occasionally hunted cave lions in return. Unlike modern African lions, cave lions may have lacked the large mane that male lions have today. Frozen Ice Age artwork and preserved remains suggest they looked sleeker and were better adapted to colder climates. That appearance may have made them even more effective hunters in open grasslands and snowy environments. Bones of cave lions found at human archaeological sites suggest they were sometimes killed and possibly skinned for their fur. Imagine hunting something that size with a spear. The courage that required is almost impossible to comprehend from where we sit today. Number 3. Gigantopithecus. This one is genuinely unsettling. Gigantopithecus was the largest primate to ever exist on Earth. It lived in Asia and went extinct somewhere around 100,000 years ago, which means early humans and this creature were absolutely alive at the same time. Now, most scientists believe Gigantopithecus was primarily a plant eater, moving through forests and feeding on bamboo and fruit. But here is the thing. It stood somewhere between 8 and 10 feet tall and weighed an estimated 500 to 1,000 pounds. Even if it had no interest in hunting humans, an animal that size is terrifying simply by existing near you. Early humans in Asia were sharing forest environments with this creature, and large primates, even plant-eating ones, can be incredibly aggressive and dangerous when they feel threatened. Modern gorillas, which are far smaller than Gigantopithecus, are capable of tremendous violence when provoked. Early humans would have had to navigate territories where something twice the size of a gorilla was wandering around. And they did, every single day. And they lived to tell the tale, even if the telling was done through cave paintings rather than words. Number 4. The short-faced bear. Arctodus bears today are terrifying enough. A modern grizzly bear can run at 35 miles per hour and weighs up to 800 pounds. Now meet Arctodus, the short-faced bear, which went extinct around 11,000 years ago. This animal stood around 5 feet tall at the shoulder, on all 4 legs, and when it reared up on its hind legs, it reached heights of around 11 to 12 feet. It weighed up to 2,500 pounds. It had long legs built for covering ground quickly, and its flat, short face housed incredibly powerful jaws. Early humans in North and South America came face to face with this animal regularly. Archaeological evidence suggests that Arctodus and early human populations overlapped significantly in time and geography. Some researchers believe that the presence of Arctodus actually slowed human migration into certain parts of North America temporarily. This bear was simply too dangerous to move through territory it occupied without serious risk. But humans pushed through anyway. They adapted, they learned the animal's patterns and behaviors, and they eventually outlasted it. When Arctodus went extinct around 11,000 years ago, humans were still standing. Number 5. The Megalania saving, one of the most terrifying for last. Megalania was a giant monitor lizard that lived in Australia until around 40,000 years ago. And when the first humans arrived in Australia, this creature was waiting for them. Megalania is estimated to have reached lengths of anywhere between 11 and 23 feet. The exact size is still debated by scientists, and it likely weighed somewhere between 300 and 1,900 pounds, depending on which estimates you use. It was the largest land lizard to ever exist, and like its modern relative, the Komodo dragon, it was almost certainly venomous. The timing of Megalania's extinction lines up almost exactly with the arrival of humans in Australia. Many researchers believe that human hunting pressure, combined with changes to the landscape caused by human activity like fire, played a significant role in pushing Megalania to extinction. So not only did early Australians have to survive encounters with this enormous venomous lizard, they may have actually been the ones who finished it off entirely. That is not just survival, that is dominance. Here is what ties all of these stories together. Early humans were not the most powerful creatures on Earth. They were not the biggest, the fastest, or the strongest. They did not have claws, or venom, or thick fur, or tusks. What they had was something that none of these monsters had: the ability to think, to plan, to work together, and to adapt. And in the long run, that beat everything. Every single one of these creatures is gone, and we are still here. The next time someone calls early humans primitive, remind them of that. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe, because we have plenty more prehistoric stories coming your way. Let us know in the comments, which of these 5 creatures would you least want to run into? Because honestly, that is a hard list to choose from.